Previously recorded from nowhere near Hollywood, this is Casting with My Folks, a Dancing with the Stars podcast. And as always, joining me are my folks, Deb and Joe Guastella, as well as my brother, Adam Larson. How you doing, guys?
All right.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Nice to hear you.
Yes, always. This was a big week. A lot of great performances, a lot of surprising twists. You know, we'll get into it. It was Rock and Roll Hall of Fame week. First off, what did you think about the guest judge this week, Flava Flav?
He was, you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? That's Lily said. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how can he judge dancing? I don't know. I really don't. What did
Well-
you think about him, Matt?
I think he's great as guest judge.
Julia. Okay. Adam liked him.
Well, that makes one of us.
Yeah. What did you
I-
think, Chris?
I've been a fan of his for a while. He's just a character. He's like a real life cartoon character. And one of the things we were talking about as we watched it was having a judge who is not a professional, who doesn't really know what to look for. And the judges' scores are obviously a huge part of who goes forward and who does not. So, how fair is it to have a judge who doesn't know really what to look for?
Yeah.
Right. He's only going to judge on what he likes. You know, if he
Yeah.
likes to dance.
Or what he feels that he should be doing. His first vote was a 10, was it not?
Well, as we were talking about that, we were reminded that Gene Simmons of Kiss was a judge last season.
Ugh, he liked all the girls
Yeah,
with
he's
little clothing on.
that's his persona, is that
Yeah.
he's a dirty old
Oh,
man.
and he's so gross. He's just gross. Flavor Flav was better than Gene Simmons.
Yeah, I agree.
He was very positive. He talked about the synchronicity of the dancers, which, as technical as he was going to get, I thought he was all right. I thought he was a lot of fun. And obviously, he was generous with the scores, but someone like Carrie Ann or someone like Bruno are going to be the ones who are looking at the feet. And a guest judge who doesn't really know the technicalities of dancing is just going to vote based on their personal enjoyment, like you said. So.
Mhm.
So first up, we had Dylan doing a jive to "I'm Still Standing" by Elton John.
I
It
really
was
enjoyed the music. I have to
Yeah.
say. It was
Yeah.
great.
the musical selection was great. Dylan, we had high hopes for Dylan,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but it doesn't seem like he's really blowing up the way some other dancers are.
He's good for what he is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We like to watch him,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not in the upper echelon.
No, and
yeah.
and as
Jive is a tough dance. It's really energetic. It requires a lot of stamina just to be able to do those kicks and flicks, as they say, to make them look authentic. And it's tough.
yeah,
It was-
and a lot of footwork. You know, we're in the back half of the season now, so the competition is really on.
Yeah.
And
There's
getting
tens all over the place.
Yeah, they're throwing out a lot of
Yeah.
tens, aren't they?
yeah. But I think, obviously, I don't have as much experience with the show as you guys do, but I think rightfully so. There are some great dancers here.
Yes.
But Dylan, we had high hopes for him,
Yeah.
but
Adam had high hopes, right?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah, and he's still in it. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, he is. But at this point, anything lower than a 9 is a liability,
Yeah.
really, unless you're Andy, of course.
yeah.
But we'll get into that. 8, 9, 10, 9. So
Yeah.
not
Carrie Ann
not
was a little tough.
She really is.
Yeah.
She was. I'll say this, like it's obvious that she's looking at the technical aspects of it. You know, I think Bruno is as well, but Carrie Ann, I said this in an early episode that Carrie Ann gets booed more than any other judge.
Yeah.
And
She does.
Yeah.
With good reason, I think. She's very nitpicky.
Well, yes, but she is someone who calls out, who says, hey, you missed a step there. You were out of time here. The other judges will kind of they'll say only positive things. Carrie Ann is not afraid to say, here's where you messed up. Keep an eye on that.
Well, I'll tell you what, my feeling is that, and I would use Derek Huff as an example. He is one judge who, to me, can consistently give someone criticism in a positive light, perhaps not hurt their feelings, but still get across the point that they have something to work on without being as, I don't know, as doom and gloom as Carrie Ann is. I loved it, but Carrie Ann, but you made a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her delivery, her bedside manner could use
Yeah.
some work. But I always talk about Derek Huff. I always talk about him because he just seems like such a genuinely nice guy, a genuinely positive guy.
Yeah, he
And
does.
He really does. Along the way, in the history of Dancing with the Stars, Derek was not just the best dancer and perhaps the best choreographer that was in the troupe of professional dancers, but he seemed to be the best partner as well. He could always get whatever he needed out of his partner, make them feel good about it. And I think he still conveys that as a judge. So that's pretty cool.
yeah, and he's very supportive and very positive all the time. Tonight, and you bring something up, Joe, that you've brought up before, is that people forget that the professionals that the stars are teamed up with are also the choreographer. And a big part of putting together a dance number that's going to work well is showcasing your partner, knowing their strengths, knowing their weaknesses, and choreographing a routine that's going to make them look good. And you've said that before, that the best pros are the ones that do everything in their power to make their partner shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an easy job. And they're extraordinary performers. Those professional dancers are really athletes extraordinaire.
Yeah. And speaking of fantastic professionals, we have Val Smirkovsky, is it?
Smirkovsky.
Yeah.
Like the church.
Smirkovsky, with Alex, who is, I think, far and away the best technically out of
I
everyone.
do too. I do too. Technically, yes.
Alex's performance to Living on a Prayer was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was a paso doble, which I believe in our last episode you were talking about how there haven't been a lot of paso dobles in a long time, and we get 3 in this episode.
And they were all the top dancers, the 3 top vote getters.
Alex got a 10, a 10, a 9, and a 10.
Yeah.
The,
So
the
I
weird
guess
thing,
Flav,
yeah.
Flav didn't like her dancing that much.
I guess Dylan was better.
Well, wait, there's a footnote here. I remember when this happened, Carrie Ann ran over to Flava Flav and was saying, don't lock it in, don't lock it in, because he locked in a 9, but wanted to change it to a 10, but they couldn't do it.
Oh.
So
okay.
otherwise, it would have been straight 10s. And
Uh,
honestly, I wouldn't have argued with that.
yeah. She was great. Or great.
Yeah. And next we have Andy, who, against all odds, has survived every week up until now,
Absolutely amazing.
despite the fact that he doesn't get really anything more than a 7.
And
Well,
he cannot dance. He cannot
he's-
dance.
he's competing against people who get 9s and 10s now.
Yeah.
The people love him, and he danced to God Only Knows by the Beach Boys, a fantastic song,
Mhm.
and a song that I
Did
really
they do a Genies Waltz?
they did a contemporary dance.
Oh, a contemporary.
What kind of dance is that, Ad?
Barefoot.
Yes.
There.
Barefoot
I
dance.
I didn't see Andy's feet. I didn't know if he was wearing socks or what.
I don't know if he has feet. I think, do you like having him on the show, Ad?
Yes.
Do you think he's a good dancer?
I think he's good.
Do you?
Do you think he should stay on still? Should they keep him on there?
I think they should.
Adam's very kind as well.
Yeah.
He's not.
Adam's always kind.
He doesn't
Of
like
course.
sending people home.
Yeah.
No.
He doesn't like to say who he doesn't like. You know?
No. If Adam was a reality show judge, he'd give everyone 10s.
That's
Uh,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's very diplomatic if asked to choose or criticize.
Yeah.
Sure. And he has a good eye for who's got talent. So,
Yeah. He likes Sandy, and Andy is certainly likable, if
yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah. Again, it just goes to show that having a good persona is just as important on this show as being a good dancer.
Yeah.
Because if he's getting sevens, he must be getting a ridiculous amount of public support.
I
So,
guess so.
He's at the bottom,
Yeah.
yeah,
continues to be man at the bottom.
always.
Boy.
Well, Flava Flav gave him a 9, but otherwise it was sevens across the board. And coming up next, another Paso Doble by, as Joe mentioned, the other real front runner, Whitney, to an Ozzy Osbourne song, No More Tears.
Amazing.
And
That was
she
amazing.
was great.
Yeah.
She was
That was-
so
that
great.
was my favorite. It was a good choice to have both Alex and Whitney do Paso Doble with their partners, because so you could really make side by side comparison, the two of them. For my money, I think that Whitney and Mark, maybe because of Mark, but Whitney's got some skills that go beyond just the technical expertise to do the steps correctly. There's another quality. That girl's like a professional dancer herself.
When it comes to dancing, part of it is the actual execution and part of it is the showmanship.
Yes.
Um,
She's got that. I think more than Alex does, really.
yeah, some people have more of one than the other, and
Mhm.
I'll bring that up later with somebody, but Whitney has it all.
Mark is arguably the best choreographer that there is.
I think he's without a doubt the most creative.
Yeah.
And if he has a partner who is up to his standards, then they paint a picture on the stage there. It's really something to behold.
It must be refreshing for one of the pros to be working with someone who's really almost on their level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I always say, I'm not as familiar with the franchise as you guys are, but the names that have stood out to me and the pros that have stood out to me just based on their work so far in this show, Mark, obviously, and Val,
Yeah.
both teamed up with fantastic dancers.
And
Uh,
sometimes these pros, they get real losers teamed up with
Yeah,
them.
well, that's what
Like-
I'm saying.
Al's
Um,
wife,
Jenna.
Jenna, she got voted off like the first or second week.
Yeah, whoever.
I forget who her partner was, but she is a fantastic dancer and a
Well,
really good choreographer. And she
I-
just,
I know that Hilaria Baldwin was teamed up with one of the All-Stars,
oh, Gleb.
Gleb.
Gleb is okay. I like
Yeah.
Gleb.
Yeah, I like him a lot as a
Yeah.
partner. I think he does a good job of assisting and showing off his partner.
Yeah.
Well, they plugged several times the live Dancing with the Stars show where the pros get together and do a exposition on stage. Have you guys ever been to one of the live Dancing with the Stars shows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. We went to Atlantic City and saw them. That was a while ago, though.
Yeah.
Maybe like 7 years ago, 6 years ago. And then we went, Adam's all-time favorite professional dancer is who?
Editor, Zelinska.
Right. And she had a show in Paper Mill Playhouse. And we went, and Adam got to go on stage and meet Editor.
And
in
dance
person
with her.
And dance with her.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Remember that, Ed?
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll
Yeah.
forget that. But I looked at the tickets. They're like, how much did I say? Like
Like
250
$250, you get a seat in the bathroom.
Well, coming up next is Danielle and Pasha, who we talked about last week. Mom has this soft spot for her.
I did.
And
I do.
she did a really good job, I think.
Yes, I thought she was really good.
You
Yeah,
know,
was.
she did a contemporary dance to Dream On by Aerosmith, and it was a really cool rendition of the song, I thought.
Yeah,
Um,
that's one
and
of Adam's favorite songs.
Yeah.
Dream. Yeah.
and it was a pretty solid performance. She got 2 9s and 2 8s, which is better than Dylan. But, again, this is where you start to realize that the fans are a big part of it, and I just don't think she has the following.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. That's very true.
Mhm.
I mean, she was solid, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And next was Elaine back from her foot injury.
Right.
And it was around this time when I was sort of thinking that the producers, just like any other reality show, they want to create a narrative. They want to tell
Drama.
a story, and they'll pick and choose things to show or encourage people to talk about certain things to kind of manipulate the flow of the show or to make it more dramatic. And that is not to say that Elaine is not a great dancer. She certainly is, but I really felt the reality show-ness of it with her. They're trying to create this whole like struggle, and I'm sure it is a challenge for her, but like they're really kind of milking it. And
Yeah.
I thought that they might have been able to succeed in actually turning public opinion away from Elaine because there all the obstacles with missing the show and so on and so forth. But it didn't work. Maybe it did work. Maybe they were trying to keep her on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they absolutely are. I think, and again, it's nothing against Elaine. She had a great dance. She did a waltz to What the World Needs Now by Dionne Warwick. She was fantastic, but at the
Yes.
same
Did that
time,
well. Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
a good dancer.
Yeah.
She really is.
but at the same time, I think they're playing up the drama of her being older, her being injured, that kind of thing. We've said it before, it's a TV show at the end of the day, and they know what they're doing.
Mhm.
They do.
What were her scores?
She got 3 9s and a 10. So
Who gave her a 10?
Flava Flav.
That Flav.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
likes
but I
the
did
older
enjoy it. I
ladies.
don't really recall her dance, but I enjoyed watching her dance. I
Yes.
must say.
Yes.
What struck me is how the technical aspect of it, like she's on point. She's very technically good at dancing.
And you know what I remember about that dance? How graceful she was.
Yes.
She, her arms were just her hands,
Yeah.
just so graceful.
Yeah, she
It was
really looked good.
beautiful dance, really.
Yeah. And with something like the waltz, the placement of your arms and things like that are
Yes.
very important. It's something that Bruno brings up quite a bit.
Mhm.
And next was Jordan doing a jazz routine to River Deep Mountain High by Ike and Tina Turner.
Oh my, yeah. That was incredible.
She had the full Tina Turner look.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think her partner went for the Ike Turner look because they didn't want to make those
Yeah.
connotations.
Ezra.
Yeah.
Ezra.
But it was great. I mean, she was just bouncing all over the place.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
you
She
know,
was great. Really,
it was,
she was Tina. She was
yeah.
like Tina.
There were a lot of really great performances
Yeah.
in this show. She got 2 10s and 2 9s.
Mhm.
Flav giving her a 10, of course, and
Yeah.
Carrie Ann giving her a 10.
Yeah,
Um,
Carrie Ann thought she
yeah.
was great.
And coming up next, we have Robert Irwin. And I was going to talk about this earlier when we were talking about showmanship versus dancing ability.
Mhm.
And I think it was Joe who was saying that Whitney has a lot of ability, but not as much showmanship.
Whitney.
Alex, you think, doesn't have as much showmanship as Whitney.
I think, well, it's not the showmanship aspect, it's the way that she's able to, and it may sound a little bit weird, but it's the way that she's able to like transcend the steps in dancing and just make it I don't know, make it a story. And that's beyond even showmanship to me. It's about the best that dance can be in my own estimation.
Absolutely. Well, Robert Irwin is someone who I feel relies maybe a little too much on the showmanship aspect of it. He's
Mhm.
very charismatic, the 1,000-watt smile, but at the end of the day, is he on the same level as Alex and Whitney? Probably not. Um,
Yeah. I said to Joe last week after we watched the show, I said, you know what? I hate to say this, but there's something about Robert that I don't care for. I just don't care for his personality. I just get the feeling that he's putting it on, that I don't know,
That's,
Yeah.
that he's kind of a phony.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt as to whether or not he actually is genuine. He is that nice of a person. His sisters seem to be. His sisters seem, in fact, seem similar in that could they really be this nice and
Yeah.
this good?
And you know what? I remember I didn't care for his sister either. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about that kind of personality that
I
They could
I
be
get it.
both American or
grates on me. You know, nobody's
I mean,
that happy all the time.
it could just be American cynicism, but honestly, I'm my mother's son, and I felt the same exact way many times
Really?
about him. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think it's because whether it's my upbringing or whatever else, but I feel like I have a very good bullshit meter. And when I meet someone, I can kind of tell if they're putting something on or being ingenuine. And hopefully it is just cynicism. Hopefully,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
you know,
Hopefully that
Robert
is what he is.
You know
is
what would help
how he
me
is.
that way is if he were to actually put in work enough to improve, whether he's got another week or 2 weeks, if he could dedicate his ability to be a better dancer and not just a better performer, be more believable.
Yeah. So Robert and Whitney were the last dancers of the night, and then there were two team dances, and the lowest ranking teams got to be
Coaches or the captain.
the
Yeah,
captains,
The captain, yes.
and
Yeah.
they got to pick their team kind of like a old school pickup baseball game
Yeah,
method.
Yeah.
And Andy was the captain of the celebration team who did the Cool in the Gang song. And I think Danielle was the captain of the other team, 25 or 624, which
Right. Celebrate. That was great, right? Which one
they
went first?
the first one was Chicago, and the two hosts also joined each team.
Yes.
Yeah, Alfonso and Julianne.
And Alfonso
Yes.
was in that one.
Alfonso was on the Chicago team,
That's the one that was better.
which got tens across the board. They were fantastic. I
Yeah, they
mean,
really were.
they had Whitney, they had Jordan, and Alfonso. I had never seen Alfonso actually dance. You guys saw him when he was on the show. I know him from The Fresh Prince.
He's
But-
out of this world
Yeah.
dancer.
Oh
He
my
really-
goodness.
Yeah.
Like, he was a real asset. I mean, everyone was solid, tens across the board.
Yeah. They
Uh,
were great.
the next team was Julianne, Andy, Robert, Alex, and Elaine. I think the fact that they had Andy on their team probably didn't help. They got 2 9s and 2 10s. Also pretty good, but the first one was just out of this world.
Yeah.
And of course, as always, whenever Andy is involved, it's a shocker.
Yes.
That first week when the girl group girl was sent home, it was outrage. You could
Yeah.
see visible anger on some of the people's faces, but I think people have just gotten used to it at this point. And Danielle is the one that went home
Right.
from Boy Meets World.
Danielle and Pasha.
Yeah.
Yes. And she's one of the ones who were on the brink. We always talk about who's on the brink besides Andy, because
Yes.
I feel like Andy is just an anomaly at this point.
Right.
Yeah, she's been close to the bottom before.
Yeah.
And of course, as time goes on, if you're not on that Alex Whitney level, you're on the chopping block.
Yeah.
She was fine with it. She did the usual I'm so grateful to have been a part of this journey, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah thing.
Uh-huh.
She seemed very upbeat and
Uh-huh.
very much like her persona on the show. It was funny because they always bring it down to the final three, and
Yeah.
it's always Andy
And he's always there.
and somebody else, and the third one was Whitney. And I was like,
Oh gosh.
what? Who are they kidding? Like, at least make it dramatic and put someone like Dylan or Elaine
Yeah.
or something in the bottom three.
Right.
Like, we all know Whitney's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But yes, Danielle went home and Andy went on to dance another day.
Amazing. Amazing.
I wonder
And
if
it
he's still
really,
enjoying it.
Yeah.
No.
He seems like he's still
He
enjoying
says
it.
he is, but his body is wearing out.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine being an overweight man in your.
I would say he's 50s.
I would say he's close to 60 if he's not
Yeah.
60.
Okay.
He wears
But-
those knee pads. He really is trying.
Yeah, he
But I just wonder if he's kind of played out at this point and just making a good show of it, trying to make like he's enjoying continuing to be on the show.
yeah. I think maybe this coming up week is his week to go.
Who's left?
Elaine
Elaine could go,
go.
but she shouldn't.
No. I mean Andy should go, period. Who do
Yeah.
you think should be the next?
Well,
to go?
the people who are on the brink right now are, I think, Dylan, Elaine.
And
really
that's
just-
probably it.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan is still fantastic. She killed it with the Tina Turner stuff.
Yeah.
Robert, Robert's going to be around. I think
What were his
Robert's.
scores, Christian?
Robert was 2 9s and 2 10s.
And what dance did he do?
He did a Paso Doble to a
Oh,
White
yeah.
Stripes song.
He had it tough. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
It was tough, and they mentioned it because he even recognized the fact that, the other two Paso Doble dances, the male dancers were pros. So unfortunately for Robert, he was going to be compared more to the other pros
Oh,
not-
yeah.
than the other dancers. So that was tough, but I think he did a good job as he could, given his skill. level.
Yeah.
I still think he's great, but again, when it comes down to it, it's going to be Alex and Whitney. They've been killing it from day one, and
Mhm.
it's going to be really hard to get on their level.
How many competitors are still left? Yeah.
Like 6?
7.
And the guys, who do we have in guys, Ad?
Dylan,
And then Crocodile Boy, as we call him.
Robert,
Mhm.
Yes. Then
And
there's Andy.
3
Yeah.
guys.
It's only 3 guys that are there.
Yeah. And
four.
Alex, Whitney, Elaine, and Jordan.
If Andy's able to survive or beat out Elaine this coming week, then next week they're going to have to knock out a really good dancer. Conceivably, Dylan could still go, but after that, there's not really room
Yeah.
for Andy to still be there.
If they do keep him, it would really be a travesty. It really would.
We've been saying that for weeks now. Still, people keep rooting for him. If you look at the scores, pretty much everyone scored in the high 30s, except for obviously Andy and Danielle. Andy got 30, Danielle got 34. The next lowest score was Dylan with 36.
I
So
would
we'll
like to see
see.
Andy make an announcement after the competition before they say who's going to be eliminated and say, look, thank you all. It's time for me to go. You don't have to let me know, but I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want to thank you for the opportunity and, make a nice speech, something gracious, something heartwarming, like the likable person that he is. And then leave.
I think we've talked about our desire to see him do that several times already, but
We may be talking
uh,
about it. Again. Who knows?
who knows?
Who knows? We shall see.
Next week is the 20th anniversary of Dancing with the Stars, and they are having a very special guest judge. Are you guys privy to who that is?
No.
No. Are you?
Tell us.
I really don't want to ruin the surprise because you really like this person. So I won't ruin it. We'll talk about it next time, of course. All right,
Um,
guys. Well, it is always such a wonderful pleasure talking with you about Dancing with the Stars or anything else. And thank you for talking with me tonight.
Yeah.
You're welcome, bro.
Chris, I have to say, you're making the show enjoy once again. And I certainly look forward to our conversations. And I have to say as well, I'm looking forward to the show so I can come up with something to talk about when we're on air.
yeah,
So thank you for that.
Joe, you never have a problem finding something to talk about. That's for sure.
You're right about that.
It's funny because every week I have to watch it with my wife, Alyssa, and she dreads it. Whenever I put it on, she rolls her eyes. But she has a background in dance. She comes from a family of dancers. One of her sisters is a professional tap dancer. And that's the thing about this show is that yes, it's cheesy and it's silly, but there's real
There's
work put
dance.
into it.
mhm.
And watching it with her, who knows a thing or two about the world of dance, it's really cool. And it's really cool to be able to talk about it, not just with my wife, but with my family, who I don't
Mhm.
get to see as much as I'd like to. And
Yeah.
it's a great excuse to have a great conversation. So
Yes, it
thank you.
is.
So, Chris, is Alyssa aware that your parents are both graduates of the Studio Workshop School of Dance in Lyndhurst, New Jersey?
Well, I didn't know mom was.
Oh, yeah, before Joe was.
I seem to remember there is a embarrassing photograph of Joe as part of a dance troupe
Yes,
wearing some
yes,
sort of ridiculous 70s outfit.
yes, there is.
With a unibrow.
But I danced there. I danced to a couple of the numbers from Sweet Charity, a couple
Oh,
of the numbers from MAME 1 year.
sure. Both very big in the 70s.
Yeah,
Our claim to fame was that we performed during lunchtime in the lobby of the World Trade Center
Wow.
in, like, I would say 1974 or 75.
I mean, that was briefly after it had opened.
that was Joe and the troupe.
I remember someone describing it to me very much like Solid Gold, the TV show.
I don't think we were anywhere near that good, but
No.
it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Well, anyway, I honestly I had no idea that you guys were so steeped in the world of dance.
Yeah, we like dance. We dance still.
You do?
Argentine tango.
All right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much for joining me this evening. It was such a great conversation.
Great to hear you, bro.
Okay, good night.
All right,
All right.
guys.
Night, bro.
Have a good night. We'll talk to you
you.
next week. Hopefully,
All right.
we'll be talking about Andy's tasteful departure.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
Hope he goes home.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.